Shalom, 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 Yasharala. This your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another quick edifying video, right? And today we're going to be talking about excuses, right? It's no excuses, man, to not do this work, right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kal Hala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, right? That's all praises to the Most High, to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, right? In the Holy Spirit, right? So let's get into it. Hey, you brothers out here who's supposed to be out here, preaching this word, man. Hey, it should be no excuses, man. There should be no excuses at the end of the day, right? What are you doing, right? Let's get an example, right? Yahweh Shai had a perfect little parable, man. Let's go to the book of Luke, right? Chapter 14. Let's start at verse 16, right? You got that excuse demon on you, man. You got to get that thing off, man. Right? We all catch it, man. Hey, you got to rebuke that thing, man, and keep it moving, man. Right? And understand what you're supposed to be doing out here, man. Right? And is waking up the lost sheep, man. Right? Trying to steal that elect, man. Right? Peace and blessings, right? And a mighty shalom to the elders and apostles of great millstone, right? From elder to apostle Tahar on down, right? Who have taught us and ruled us well, right? So let's get into it, right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 14. I'm gonna start at verse 16, and it says, "Then he said unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many." Right? And that supper, man, that's talking about the kingdom of heaven, right? And it says, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. Right? It's that preparing, right? He was preparing that, right? Now it's prepared. Hey, it's ready, right? Come on in, right? And it says, verse number 18, and they all with one consent began to make excuse, right? Just like some of you brothers in this truth, man, making excuses, man. Right? And it says, the first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, right? I done bought a house, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time, to be out there doing that, man. I'm supposed to be doing it, right? It says, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused, right? I'll be there another day, right? And verse 19, and another said, I have brought 5 yoke of oxen, and I gotta go prove them. I pray thee, have me excused, right? Hey, man, I just bought this new car, man. I gotta go get it worked on, right? I got trouble, man. I gotta go get this vehicle worked on, man. I'll be there next week, right? That excuse, right? It says, verse 20, and another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come, right? And just got married, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife got to spend some time together, right? So that the servant came and showed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being very angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and the lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet is there room, right? So, the thing about this parable, hey man, they was all coming up with different excuses. They had that excuse demon on them, man, and they just coming up with excuses about why they couldn't come to the marriage, why they couldn't do stuff, right? That's how you doing the Lord, man, right? When you come into this truth, right, and you say that you gonna, go out there on the highways and byways, right, and preach this gospel, right? And then what happens, man? Then all of a sudden you get that excuse demon on you and you start coming up with excuses, right? And then one week of excuse starts, and then 2 weeks, and then guess what? Then brothers don't see you no more, right? You got to shake that excuse demon, man. You got to repent and shake that excuse demon, man, and keep it going, right? Let's get the little classic, right? Let's go to the book of Revelation, right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse number 15. It says, I know thy works, that thou art, Salakia. It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot, right? So Yahweh says, listen, man, I know, he's talking to the church of Laodicea, right? Right? But he's saying, listen, I know your works, right? And you're neither cold nor hot, right? He said, I would rather prefer that you would be cold or hot. I'd rather you either be on fire for this thing or not, man. Right? You can be like the Jakes on the street, man. Just keep it moving, man. Right? It says, so then because thou art lukewarm, right? You just mediocre, man. You just there. And neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Right? So Yahweh said, hey, listen, since you're not even cold or hot, right? I can accept the cold. I can accept the hot. Right? But that lukewarm, hey, man, no, I ain't dealing with that, man. He said, I will spew thee out of thy mouth, man. Right? So you ain't got no excuses, man. You ain't got no excuses in this thing. Right? Let's get another one, right? Right? The Lord said he's going to spew out of his mouth, man. And how you going to spew out of his mouth? Let's go to this, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 7. And let's start at verse 21, right? It says, not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Right? And it says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in the name done many wonderful works? Right? Hey, remember back in the day, man, I used to be out there and I used to do, hey, man, now you ain't got, hey, man, the excuses, man. You got the excuses, right? It says, so like you read it again. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. That's that spewing out of that mouth, man. Right? Because at one point, hey, you was doing all this stuff, right? And all of a sudden, then you kind of fell off. You got these excuse demons on you, right? But then you're gonna try to come to, hey, but then you're gonna try to come up with this, hey, well, remember when I was, nah, man. The Lord's like, nah, man, I wasn't dealing with you, man. I'm not dealing with you, man. I don't know you. Depart from me, ye workers of iniquity, man. Hey, there's no excuses in this thing, man. You told the Lord that this is what you was gonna do, right? You can't renege, man. You can't be a renege, man. Right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites, man. Right? We got to wake up our people in these last days, man. We got to wake up our people. We got to warn our people, man. The prophecies is coming quicker and quicker, right? I was just watching one of the videos, man. The brothers were talking about Biden had just signed an executive order or something about, making the currency digital now. You know what I'm saying? That's ushering in MOTB, man. Right? That little jalapeno chip, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we gotta understand, man. It's coming, man. And we ain't got time to be slacking, man. There's no time for excuses, man. That excuse demon gotta go, man. You gotta rebuke that thing, man. Right? Let's stay in the book of Matthew, right? Stay in the book of Matthew. Let's go to 21, right? And let's go to 28, right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 28. It says, but what think ye? A certain man had two sons. And he came to the first and said, son, go work in my vineyard. And he answered and said, I will not. But afterward he repented and went. Right? So the first son was like, hey, the father asked him, hey, I need you to go out and work. No, I ain't doing that. Right? Then he kind of hearkened and, He had that, listen, no, I better do this. Let me go out and do this. You know what I'm saying? Right? Well, let's see what the other one said. And then he came to the second and said likewise. And he said, I will go, sir, and went not. So he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna be out there. Right? Like a lot of like some of you brothers, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there with y'all. Right? And then don't show up. Right? It says, Yahushua said, whither of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him, the first. Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of the Most High before you, right? But, that's what I'm trying to get at. And you got them excuses, man, right? You got the one who's just like, nah, I ain't gonna do. But then he's like, you know what? He had that fear of the Lord. Hey, let me get out there and do that. And then the other one was like, oh, I'm gonna do it, right? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be there. And then don't ever show up, man, right? That's that's wicked, man. Right? Brothers, you ain't got no excuses, man. Brothers need to come out here, man. You need to do some lessons. Hey, read whatever you got to do, man. Right? But you gotta push this truth, man. Right? Let's get this one, right? This is the book of Matthew, right? We got to push this truth, man, because you got something special that you holding on to, man, and you holding on to it, man. What good does it do you, right? Right. So this is the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Right? You are the light of the world, man. Right? You shine. You got that understanding. Right? You got that lamp. Right? According to Proverbs 6 and 23. Right? You got that. Right? It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid, right? You gotta at nighttime, right? And you driving up to a city, and it could be like up in the mountains or something, and you see it shining, right? You see the light shining up there, man. That's you, right? But it says, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, right? So this first one, you try to hide that city that's on top of the hill. But how can you do that, right? And it's shine because the light shines so bright. The light is a bright light, right? And it says, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, or but on a candlestick, and give it light unto all that are in the house, right? So you can't take your light and kind of just tuck it away, man. Right? The thing is too bright. And it's gonna shine forth, but you trying to hide it, man. You got these excuses, and you kind of putting it away, man. I got my job is calling me, or hey, my wife, she got me doing this, or whatever it may be, man. Right? We all got it, man. We all get the excuse demon, man. But we got to shake that, man. It's too late in the game, man. We got to keep going with this thing, man. Right? The team needs you, man. Right? You part of the body. Brothers and sisters, we need you. You know what I'm saying? So it says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Right? How they gonna glorify you, your Father, right? If they don't even see your good works, man. You kind of tucking it away, man. You tucked it under a bushel, man. Right? You kind of hid that light, man. And that's what you're doing when you're not going out there and shining that light. You're not going out there shining that light, and now you could be shining that light that could give that light to that next brother who can see in the darkness now. But now you took your light and kind of hid it. Now that brother might be going off and lost, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no excuses, man, to do this, man. We got to do this, right? You made that commitment when you said you was gonna come out in those highways and byways, right, to preach the word, right, to be that watchman, right. To be that watchman. If the watchman is not doing his job, hey, what's gonna happen, man? People gonna fall because they're not gonna get the warning, man. We got people that come out to do that warning, right? And you made that commitment, right? Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 30, and verse number 2. It says, if a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Right? So it's no excuses, man. If you committed to going out onto the highways and byways, to going out and to preaching this word, right? It's no excuses. You made that oath, right? Now you're a two-time oath breaker, basically. Because if you break the oath, we already know we broke the oath back in the day, right? With the Deuteronomy 28 and 15, right? And now you're gonna do it again, right? Woe unto you, man. Come on. There's no excuses. Brothers got to step it up, man, and got to keep going, right? Let's get another one, right? Let's go to the book of Hebrews, right? It's time to keep going, man. It's the book of Hebrews. Here. Chapter 12, and verse number 1, right? And it says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not resisted blood unto blood, striving against sin. Ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Right? I'm gonna read it in the GNT, right? And it kind of just comes in a little clearer, right? Let's get this real quick. This is Hebrews 12, start at verse 1 in the GNT, right? And it says, as for us, we have this large crowd of witness around us, right? People are watching. People are watching and people are looking for your downfall. I knew that brother couldn't do it. I knew he was going to give up, man. Yeah, he ain't built like that, right? You got people watching what we doing. You got people watching the ministry, right? And it says, as for us, we have this large crowd of witness around us. So then let us rid ourselves of everything that gets in the way, right? That's them excuses, man. That's that excuse demon, man. It says, let us rid ourselves of everything that gets in the way, and of the sin, right, which holds on to us so tightly, and let us run with determination the race that lies before us, right? So we got to let go of that sin, that kind of sin that keep nagging us, man. We got to pray. We got to fast that thing off, man, right? So we can keep going, right? And it says, let us keep our eyes fixed on Yahweh Shai, right? So when you running that race, right, that finish line, that's Yahweh Shai, man. We got to keep running, right? That's that finish line is Yahweh Shai, right? We got to fix our eyes on him, on whom our faith depends from beginning to end. He did not give up because of the cross, right? On the contrary, because of the joy that was waiting for him, he thought nothing of the disgrace of dying on the cross, and now is seated at the right hand of the Most High's throne, right? Verse number 3, it says, think of what he went through, how he put up with so much hatred from sinners. So do not let yourselves become discouraged and give up, man. You can't give up, man. It says, for in your struggle against sin, you have not yet had to resist to the point of being killed. Hey, man, the Lord ain't put you to death yet, man. Right? So how you giving up now? And the Lord ain't put you to death yet. You still got breath in your lungs, right? You still got blood flowing through your veins. Hey, man, it's time to get up and keep going. Keep striving, man. Right? It's time to keep going, man. Let's get another one, right? Let's go to my last one, right? This is the book of let's go to the book of Sirach, right? So it's no excuses, man. You got to get rid of all them excuses, man, and go do the work of the Lord, right? Do what the Lord has anointed you to do, man, right? There's no excuses out here, right? That includes me, man, right? I try to pray to shake that excuse demon off, man, and keep going, right? Through Yahweh Shem Shai, right? So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 28. It says, strive for the truth until death, and Yahweh Shem Shai shall fight for thee. It says, be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss, right? So we got to strive for this truth until death. You can't give up. You can't come with no excuses of why you can't do it, man, and then fall out, man. You got to keep going, right? It said, fix your eyes on Yahweh Shai when you're running that race, and you got to stay focused on him. He's the finish line. You got to keep going, right? I'm going to read this in the G&T, right? It says, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 28 and 29. It says, stand up for what is right, even if it costs you your life, right? Yahweh, thy power will be fighting on your side. It says, don't be quick to speak or lazy or negligent in your work, right? It says, don't be lazy or negligent in your work, right? So with that, I hope this has been edifying, right, for the body, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash, right? Peace and blessing to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, right? A mighty shalom, right? To the Akim who are out in the highways and byways, pushing this gospel, right? Through thick and thin, through all seasons, right? Trying to wake up the hopeful elect. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect. Keep praying, keep fasting, right? Keep praying for one another. Keep lifting up one another, right? Making exhortations and videos, right? To motivate the brothers, man, right? And the sisters in this truth, man. Those who are obedient, right? And with that, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, a mighty shalom.